Hey guys, it's Saga from TechWorks, and it's time for my full review of the Asus Zenfone 5Z. I actually purchased this phone on the launch day itself, but since I was busy with some commercial projects at the time, I did not get a chance to make its unboxing video for you guys. I have been using this as my primary smartphone for well over 3 weeks, and I am also carrying around a OnePlus 6 as my secondary device. Now since I have only made one video about the Zenfone 5Z until now, we have got a lot to cover in this video. After going head to head with Xiaomi in the budget smartphone segment with Asus Zenfone Max Pro, I think Asus has turned its attention towards OnePlus, which seems to be leading the market with their relatively low-cost flagship smartphones. Zenfone 5Z is a clear attempt at taking some of this market share away from OnePlus. Personally, I am really happy with this, as this might force OnePlus to keep a check on the increasing prices of their smartphones. First and foremost, let us look at the price of different variants of the 5Z, as that is one of the most interesting part of this phone. The 6GB RAM and 64GB storage variant is priced at 29,999 rupees. 6GB RAM and 128GB storage variant is priced at 32,999 rupees. And the one with 8GB of RAM and 256GB of internal storage is priced at 36,999 rupees, which effectively makes Zenfone 5Z the most affordable smartphone to come with a Snapdragon 845 processor in India as of now. All of these variants come with a hybrid SIM slot, so no matter which storage variant you go for, you can add a microSD card to it at any time if you want to further increase the storage. In this tall indigo colored box, you get the phone itself, Asus branded in-ear style earphones with a few extra ear tips, USB Type-C cable for charging and data transfer, an 18-watt AC wall adapter to quick charge this phone, a SIM tray removal pin, and some paperwork. First thing that I noticed when I picked this phone up, and you might too, is that it is very light, especially compared to some of the other phones that I have been using recently. Like with most of the recent flagship smartphones, 5Z also comes with a glass back. It is very reflective, but Asus has done a good job of making the reflections look like rays that converge at the fingerprint sensor. The glass back looks and feels really good, but it is a fingerprint magnet and will definitely break if the phone falls down. At the front, it has a massive 6.2-inch IPS LCD display with a resolution of 2246 by 1080 pixels and a notch at the top. Yes, Zenfone 5Z is yet another Android phone with a notch at the top and a chin at the bottom. If you just hate the notch, they have given you an option to hide it in the settings menu. If you go ahead and hide the notch, be aware that the sharp corners at the top edges of the screen do not match with the curved edges at the bottom, and it just doesn't seem right. I have been using phones with notches ever since the iPhone X came out, and by now I have learned to look past the notch and it doesn't bother me anymore, so I just like to keep it as it is. It has been pretty overcast for the last few weeks where I live, so I haven't been able to check the display under very bright sunlight, but with 550 nits of peak brightness, I think it can get pretty bright for most of the outdoor conditions. It supports a wide DCI-P3 color gamut, so the colors are very accurate, and since it's an IPS panel, you also get excellent viewing angles. The notch above the display houses an earpiece speaker, which also doubles as a loudspeaker to give you a stereo speaker setup along with the main bottom firing speaker. Then there is an 8-megapixel front-facing camera, which other than taking selfies, is also used for face unlock feature. You also get an RGB LED notification light and some other tech like proximity and ambient light sensors. Speaking of face unlock, in most of the situations it is accurate, but it is definitely not the safest way to get into your phone. It will let you bypass the lock screen once it detects your face, so you don't have to swipe up to go to the home screen when the phone is unlocked. It is also very fast to unlock your phone. Now if you don't like to use face unlock, there is also a fingerprint sensor at the back. It is much more convenient, reliable, and a faster way to unlock the phone. I just feel that it is placed a bit too far up for the size of my hands. At first I thought it's just me and I am not holding the phone properly, but I have checked and compared it with most of the other phones that I have, and I was right. Fingerprint sensor on this phone is a bit too close to the top, and I have to adjust my grip every time I need to unlock it, which is another reason that drives me to use face unlock on this phone. There is a chin at the bottom of the display, but it is very small, so it doesn't have any capacitive buttons on it. At the back, there is this fingerprint sensor and a vertically placed dual camera module with a dual LED flash. The primary camera has a 12-megapixel sensor with f1.8 aperture, 24mm lens and a large pixel size of 1.4 micrometer. It gets 4-axis optical image stabilization for taking better images in lower light, and it also uses gyro EIS to help stabilize some of its videos. Secondary camera has a 8-megapixel sensor with f2 aperture, and this one gets a very wide 12mm lens. I like this approach because having a different focal length on the secondary lens gives it an added functionality. A few days back, I uploaded a dedicated camera review of this phone where I posted many image and video samples, and I have also posted its camera comparison with the OnePlus 6. If you haven't watched them yet, I will leave card to those videos on the top right corner of the screen and also link them in the description section. Here are a few of the image samples. It captures good, detailed images with its primary camera in most of the lighting situations. But I feel it needs a bit of improvement with the dynamic range so it can take better images in the portrait mode. Right now, its portrait images completely mess up the exposure of the scene and the images don't look really good. That being said, the low light performance of this camera is really amazing, and I don't think there is any other phone in the 30,000 rupees price range that even comes close to its performance. Secondary camera has a wide lens which gives you an option to shoot a different perspective. I just think Asus should have put a slightly higher megapixel sensor on this camera as well, because with the existing sensor, this camera does not capture a lot of details and the image quality quickly falls apart if you try to zoom in even a bit. I would say for this price, these are a really good set of cameras. But if you want better portrait mode images and videos, then you should go with other smartphones like OnePlus 6. The bottom firing speaker along with the earpiece speaker gives an immersive and rich overall sound while playing games or consuming any kind of media. Both the speakers are 5-magnet speakers and they each get an independent NXP smart amplifier. You also have a 3.5mm audio jack with support for high-res audio and DTS for headphones. It also has support for Bluetooth aptX audio, so you can stream HD audio via Bluetooth to supported devices. There is also an audio wizard menu which lets you tweak the audio output quality for your headphones. Or you can even create your own custom equalizer settings and fine-tune it just the way you like it. I think this phone has the best sounding audio setup amongst any of the other phones priced below 35,000 rupees. Asus has done a really great job with the audio on this device. So if you're a sound or a music enthusiast and you are planning to get this phone, you are in for a treat. Between the 3.5mm audio jack and the bottom firing speaker sits the USB Type-C port for charging and data transfer. The 18-watt quick charge 3.0 enabled fast charger won't take too long to charge the 3300 mAh battery sitting inside this phone. 5G also has something called AI scheduled charging, which helps prolong overall life of the battery by up to 2 times. I would say, from my usage in the past 3 weeks, its battery does not last as long as the OnePlus 6 on a single charge, which also comes with a similar sized battery. To be fair, I was using it very heavily. I was mostly outside, I was using Google Maps and camera a lot, and had 4G turned on almost throughout the day. But I also had the OnePlus 6 with me, and with similar kind of usage, it had more charge remaining at the end of the day. For typical average user, it would definitely last for an entire day before you have to charge it again. Inside, this phone is packing a Snapdragon 845 processor coupled with Adreno 630 GPU. This 64-bit octa-core processor comes with lot of AI capabilities, and Asus has made sure to enable and use most of these AI functionalities on this phone. You also get an AI boost mode right in the quick settings, which when enabled is like putting your phone on steroids. You can see a small boost in the performance if you turn this mode on, but honestly, the phone is pretty fast on its own and I never felt the need to turn this mode on in the first place. If you do enable this mode while playing games or running some high intensive tasks, then please remember to turn it off after you are done, as it drains the battery a lot faster. Although it's called AI boost, the phone itself is not intelligent enough to turn this mode off on its own once you are done with the high intensive task, which is ironic. I like some functions like the AI ringtones, which adjusts the amount of volume depending on the environment that you are in. AI scheduled charging is another good feature and is useful for those who leave their phone plugged in the entire night. This feature helps prolong the overall life of the battery. And I think OptiFlex is the best AI feature of all. From your everyday usage, the phone figures out your most used apps and then makes sure that these apps will open much faster than they normally do. There are also a few AI functionalities embedded in the camera app. Phone looks at the scene recognizes it and tweaks the setting accordingly so every image looks really good. With this phone, you get to choose between 6 or 8 GB of LPDDR4 memory coupled with 64, 128 or 256 GB of UFS 2.1 storage. So you get some pretty fast storage with this phone all around. And since it's a flagship smartphone, it also packs in all the necessary wireless technologies and navigation sensors. Overall performance of this phone is top notch. You won't notice any stutter or lag while using it. Most of the high graphics and high frame rate games run without dropping any frames, and you get a very good overall experience. RAM management is also very good, so it keeps most of the apps open in the background. It also supports dual 4G or dual VoLTE. So if you have two 4G SIM cards, you can use both of them at the same time on this phone. For the entire time, I was using it with just one 4G enabled SIM card, and the cellular reception was pretty good. I had no issues while taking or making any of my phone calls. On the software front, this phone is running a custom skin called Zen UI on top of Android Oreo 8.0. This is a bit disappointing as their own Zenfone Max Pro M1, which costs less than half of this phone, is running the latest Android and gives you almost pure Android experience. Zen UI is not as bare bones version of Android as you would find on OnePlus, Motorola or Nokia devices. But Asus has kept it pretty light this time with minimal bloatware apps pre-installed. I still prefer using stock Android, but I am using this phone with Zen UI and I must say it is faster and much lighter than any of the previous Asus Zenphones that I have used. I think the most impressive thing about this phone is you get top of the line flagship internals backed with powerful AI capabilities, packed in a beautiful body, and all of this at a starting price of just 29,999 rupees, or even lower if you get it via some of the credit card offers available on Flipkart. This, as I have mentioned earlier, makes it the most affordable smartphone with a Snapdragon 845 processor that is officially available for sale in India at the time of posting this video. I personally think, for all the things that it offers, Asus Zenfone 5Z is also the most value for money flagship smartphone in India right now. I like the overall design of this phone. With curved sides all along, glass back and a very light body, it fits really well in my hands. I should also mention that the volume and power buttons on the right side are very well built, have no play at all, and give a very satisfying feedback. My experience with this phone has been really good so far. I love the bright display with its wide color gamut. It feels snappy and fast and runs everything smoothly without any issues. Audio quality is amazing, especially if you use good pair of headphones, and this phone is one of the very few flagships which has support for FM radio right out of the box. The battery doesn't last as long as I want it to, but I love the fact that it charges up pretty fast. Now, I have used this phone for the past 3 weeks, and only downside I feel is slightly weaker dynamic range and the portrait mode in the camera app. But I think this is fixable with a few software updates. Other than that, I feel this phone offers almost everything that you might expect out of a 30,000 rupees phone, and then some. I hope you guys learned a few things about this phone, and this video helped you a bit in your decision making process. If there are any more videos that you want me to make about this phone, then let me know in the comments. And if you guys are looking to get this phone, I will leave a link to it in the description section and you can pick it up from Flipkart. That is it for this video guys. Please hit the like button if you enjoyed this video and subscribe to the channel for more quality tech videos like this. You can also check out some of the other videos from this channel. This has been Sagar and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care.